Hey y'all, it's me again. I don't have long, but you gotta hear what happened. Cousin Nestor called us up this morning to say that Jesus had appeared on the side of his garage. Not in the flesh or even in the vapor, but in a distorted image on wood, apparently made from rust, sap, and an unidentifiable white substance, most likely blamed on birds in the adjacent cherry tree. Now, Nestor didn't believe in Jesus, but was willing to bet his lottery ticket that this was, in fact, the Holy of Holies who'd taken up residence above his trash cans, staring down with a look of disdain at the collection of assorted hubcaps and the discarded recliner bearing the imprint of Nestor's backside. Nestor took this sighting to mean two things. One, the recliner should stay. And two, this was the new business opportunity he'd been waiting for. And with more ambition than he'd shown in his combined 45 years, he notified the press, alerted the neighbors, slapped up a sign that says $10 to see Jesus, set up an eBay account, and put his son Dudley to work, scraping pieces of wood off the side of the garage to sell to the highest bidders. So if you walk past Nestor's house just this morning, that's why you saw all the cameras and the large gathering of curious faces cocked to the side in rapt attention. They were all intent on getting their full $10 worth. It was the first time Jesus had been sighted in our town. I mean, outside the stained glass and shrink wrap variety. Well, and excluding the time Granny Jean mixed up her medication. So this was something not to be taken lightly. And people gave it the piety deserving of a savior, no matter where they fell on the scale of belief. For even the most critical unbeliever figured it'd be prudent to be respectful, just in case. Everybody was eager to speak about the miracle to the TV cameras shoved in their faces, happy to be asked about something other than a tornado or a beauty pageant queen gone bad. It was Fernetta who first brought into question the authenticity of this spiritual sighting, pointing out that she saw in a magazine that he was just spotted yesterday in a grilled cheese sandwich in Idaho. And this magazine should know, being as they were the first to show pictures of J-Lo's babies. Booker Diggs made a very good argument that while the image could be perceived as Jesus, that it bore a more striking resemblance to Sonny Bono. And how come whenever images appeared like this, people immediately assumed it was Jesus? And if he was coming back, why would he pick the side of the garage? And why would he even pick our town for that matter? Good grief, we didn't even have a McDonald's. And then Mildred Jenkins pointed out that the first time he came, it was as a carpenter born in a stable, and nobody argued with Mildred, who'd been teaching Sunday school since she was like 5. Pastor Fern came over and dramatically announced that it could not be the real thing because sightings of this nature only appeared to people who attended church, Sunday school, and served on at least 2 committees. He was followed by Father Jim, the priest, who wasn't really a priest, but he'd started out to be one before he got a calling to go into country music, and he said that it couldn't be considered real till somebody sprinkled some holy water on it. Bitsy offered up some of that special tonic she carried in her purse that, despite her protest, smells an awful lot like moonshine. She said it was to help her calm her nerves, and that should count as holy because nothing could work a miracle like that stuff. Ernestine claimed this was downright blasphemy, and didn't it just figure coming from a Presbyterian? This resulted in a verbal assault on the Baptists, which resulted in a hit on 2 Methodists, 4 Mormons, and 1 suspected heathen, which opened the door for all the other denominations present until no one was left unscathed. Bucky said this was a sure sign they were all going to hell, and he started confessing a list of sins that, while entertaining, were probably better left private. The Tucker twins were singing and throwing their hands up in the air, hoping then to, signal up a revival, when things turned from the verbal to the physical, as Buster punched Nestor and both of them fell back against the garage. And in one fell swoop, the Jesus image was gone, smeared like a child's finger painting, which now looked more like Courtney Love. They all froze, pondering the ramifications of having erased Jesus. This couldn't be good. If his appearance was a sign, imagine what erasing them could mean. After a while, there really wasn't much more to say about it. And now that the sighting was no longer, they found themselves standing in a moment equivalent to that of a frat party when the kegs run dry. So they all went their separate ways, some giving the Jesus thing a little more thought, and others quickly distracted by the yard sale 2 doors down. Anyway, that's all I got today. But don't worry, I'll be back. Just remember, you didn't hear it from me.